Congratulations on choosing an Agio High Fire Table. After removing all protective materials and before beginning assembly, make sure you have all the parts and hardware listed in your assembly guide. We will start by assembling the LP support frame. Place base W in its final position. There must be a minimum of 24 inches or 60.96 centimeters of clearance from the side of the tabletop to any combustible walls. Attach middle support, CC, to the base with 2 1/4-inch by 20 millimeter bolts, P. Securely tighten all bolts with hex bolt driver, S. Gather front panel with door, AA. Invert the LP support frame and attach panel, AA, to the side closest to the LP tank retaining knob, using 2 1/4-inch by 30 millimeter bolts, R. Hand tighten the bolts only 2 to 3 turns. Attach back panel, BB, to the opposite side of the LP support frame using 2 additional 1/4-inch by 30 millimeter bolts, R. Again, only hand tightening 2 to 3 turns. Gather one of the 2 side panels, Z, and place it next to the LP support frame, adjacent to the 2 previously attached panels. Using 4 1/4-inch by 20 millimeter bolts, P, attach the side panel to the LP support frame, being careful to only hand tighten each bolt 2 to 3 turns. It may be helpful for your assistant to tip the base assembly back to allow easier access to the screws along the bottom. Bring in the remaining side panel, Z, and repeat this process on the opposite side. Carefully inspect the alignment of all attached pieces and adjust if necessary. Using hex bolt driver S, tighten all the bolts, being careful not to over-tighten. After all bolts are securely tightened, with the help of an assistant, turn the base over to the upright position. Gather burner assembly, V, and place it on top of the burner base. Note the position of the ignition on the burner assembly, and be sure it is on the same side as the panel with the door. Using 4 1/4-inch by 30 millimeter bolts, R, secure the burner assembly to the front and back panels. Securely tighten all bolts with hex bolt driver, S. It is now time to place tabletop, X, onto the base. The tabletop is secured to the base in 4 spots, and these areas need to be carefully aligned when placing the top onto the base. With the help of an assistant, place the tabletop onto the base and double-check that the threaded holes are lined up with the brackets on the base. Using 4 of the 1/4-inch by 20 millimeter bolts, Q, these are the ones with the large washer, slide the bolts through the brackets in the base and into the threaded holes in the tabletop. Securely tighten all 4 bolts with hex bolt driver, S. Gather the burner pan protective ring, U, and place it into the burner assembly, being careful to align the holes in the ring with the pre-drilled holes on the burner assembly. Secure the ring in place with 3 M4 screws, O. tightening each with cross-point screwdriver T. Take glass bead package M and pour the contents into the burner pan. The burner must be completely covered with glass beads to ensure it functions properly and safely. Remove any beads that are on top of the ignition well. Be sure to remove the sticker from the burner pan. If you intend to use the fire table with natural gas, it will need to be converted by your natural gas company or service company. Please consult your assembly guide for specific steps required for this conversion. If you are using the fire table with LP, propane gas, you will need to supply your own LP cylinder. The cylinder must have a capacity of 9 kilograms, or 20 pounds, and it must be equipped with a Type 1 connector and an OPD, overfill protection device. Consult the assembly guide for specifications on the cylinder, and be sure you're following all safety guidelines. Pull the handle to release the door in the base, and place the LP tank inside, into the LP support. Make sure the valve on the LP tank is turned all the way clockwise to the off or closed position. Attach the regulator to the LP tank by rotating the black connection clockwise until it's secure. The regulator hose must be pointing downward when it's connected. Open the valve on the LP tank and apply soapy water to the connections between the tank and the regulator, as well as the regulator and the hose. If you see bubbles in the soapy water, this indicates a leak. Close the tank valve and tighten all connections. Then repeat the test until you see no bubbles. The LP support has a threaded knob, G, which should now be tightened to keep the LP tank from shifting out of place. Be sure to not remove the plastic cap from the end of this knob. Let's turn our attention to the control panel. Make sure the control knob is in the off position. Then unscrew the push-button cap on the ignition module to allow access to the battery compartment. Insert AA alkaline battery K, being sure the negative end goes in first. Replace the push-button cap on the ignition module to secure the battery in place. Before attempting to light your Agio Fire Table, read your user manual thoroughly. Please exercise extreme caution around open flames, with special attention to young children and pets. To light the fire table, be sure the propane tank valve is all the way open. Then, on the control panel, press the control knob in and turn it to the on position. Note, to light the fire pit, the control knob must be turned to the on position and pressed in. If you press in the control knob, turn it to on, and let it go before pressing the igniter button, the fire will not light. Press in the control knob and simultaneously press and hold the igniter button to light the burner. If the burner does not light, turn the control knob to the off position. Close the tank valve and check your installation guide for troubleshooting information. With the fire burning, adjust the flame by turning the control knob. To turn off the fire, simply turn the control knob to the off position and close the propane tank valve. Your fire table also comes with burner cover Y to protect the burner from the elements when not in use. Before putting the burner cover in place, ensure the fire table is off and the burner has completely cooled. Refer to your assembly instructions for important information on safety, as well as maintenance tips. That's it. All that's left to do is to enjoy the outdoors with your stylish new fire table.